Gentlemen, please stand for the national anthems. First up, the national anthem of Japan. Standing for the national anthem of China.
All right, good evening, viewers. Welcome back to the Women's Asian Champions Trophy right here at the SengKang Stadium. We're just about to witness the start of the second game on day 2 between Japan and China. My name is Gerard Denka. I'll be your commentator for this evening. And with me, I have Mr. Nordin Manaf, who is going to provide the technical and tactical views of tonight's game. And we have Japan, who is in blue, starting out from right to left on your screen. And China on the offensive. Well defended there by the Japanese, trying to work the ball out of defense. With Ayaka on the ball. Misa. Looking for Asayu. Sakaguchi Maki, the team captain of the Japanese team. Good long ball into the Chinese half. Maki. Emi. Back to Maki. A good series of passes there. Sakaguchi looking for Nishikori. Nice long ball to the Japanese forward, number 17, Kozuka. But unfortunately, she was not able to trap the ball.
Yes, that was a very patient build-up by the Japanese team.
That's right, Nodin.
Swinging the ball left to right, right to left.
Oh, what a good ball there. Trying to look for the Chinese number 7, Guo Qiu. The Chinese starting the game at a half press. China on the ball. Chen Yang. Guo Qiu. Surrounded by 3 Japanese players, trying to look for an option. Well closed down by the Japanese defense. Shan Chao. I beg your pardon, Sitia. Japan on the offensive with Ayaka. A quick counter attack by the Japanese. Well closed down by China. Well done once again by China. Quick counter attack. No support. Good layoff. Sitia. Looking for Zhang Ying. Zhang Ying on the ball. Japanese sitting back, waiting for that long ball, and here it comes. Wen Yu on the ball, trying to get past her Japanese markers. Quick hit, closed down there by the Japanese number 3, Asayu. Kozuka looking for support, gets a free hit. Nagai. Quick hit, took a slight deflection of one of the Chinese players, and it's a long corner for the Japanese. The entire Chinese team is sitting back in their quarter, trying to overload the space. The Japanese trying to look for an option, does well to win the ball back. Asayu. Well worked by Hazuki. The Japanese trying to get the ball into the Chinese D.
Today, I think the game will be interesting because both teams are playing quite a similar style.
Yes.
And they are quick and fast. For me, I think which team make the most mistake or give away the penalty corners, I think they will not do well today.
Well, that's true, Nordin. And as we remember in the earlier game that China played against Malaysia, they had quite a series of penalty corners, but it didn't work very well. There were a lot of errors in their push-outs. There were errors in their trapping. and eventually it led to Malaysia leading the game by 1-0, but they managed to recover and come back with a 3-1 win.
Yes. But I think they settled down already, and I think they are playing quite fast today.
Yeah, much more cohesive as a team. Huh? Sakaguchi, team captain for Japan.
Sometimes you play at this level where you play strong teams. You cannot take too long to settle down, because if you lose 1 or 2 games, right? You take time to settle down, and by the time it's all over.
That's right. A good ball into the Chinese D. Can they get a shot from the number 13? And she was brought down. Mitsuhashi Aki managed to hold on to the ball, trying to control trying to maintain a balance and trying to get a shot at goal, or perhaps even passing off to one of her other forwards. But then she was brought down by one of the Chinese defenders to earn Japan their first penalty corner of the game.
Yes, that was a smart play from her, using her body to protect the ball. And it was so difficult for defenders to tackle, because the body is in between the ball.
That's
her
right.
and the ball, yeah.
So let's see what the Japanese have in this penalty corner set piece. Will they be able to convert? All the players getting ready. A good push out. A good flick, but too direct to the goalkeeper. It's an easy chance for the goalkeeper to stop the ball. But Japan still has possession. A stick check there on the Japanese number 11, Nomura Kana. And she tried to take the free pass quickly. Yuda Hazaki trying to get the ball into the D. Protecting the ball. And the ball goes out the back line for a Chinese hit.
If you realize, the Japanese for the PC, they make a last minute change of position. That is quite a smart move, because it will actually affect the run out and the direction.
Well worked by the Japanese. Unfortunate for them for not converting that penalty corner. And in the meantime, the Chinese have just lost possession of the ball, and the ball goes back to Japan with Nomura Kana on the sideline, getting ready to hit the ball. She's closed down by 2 Chinese players. Still managed to squeeze the ball through. And there was an obstruction there by the Chinese defender. Nomura losing possession. The Chinese trying to get the ball out of the corner, and they earn themselves a free hit. Well done, China. Titia. Good work by Titia. And the ball goes out. A wild hit off the sideline for Japan. Sakaguchi sending the ball all the way back to her defender. Asayu on the ball. Nishikori Emi. A dangerous ball there by Emi, and she loses possession. Does she? Oh. Well done. Good recovery there from Nishikori to getting the ball back. The Japanese on the offensive, trying to look for an option. Gets the ball across. Looking for another penalty corner. And it gets thrown out desperately by the Chinese defense, holding the Japanese at bay. A good tackle there by the Chinese number 8, Cao Yu. A misflick there by Cao Yu. Ball coming back again for Japan into the Chinese D, closed down once again by the Chinese defenders. The ball goes out for China. And we have Wan Li on the ball.
She was alert.
Zhang Ying does well to get past her players. China on the offensive. Closed down once again by the Japanese defenders. Ball goes out of play. Fujimisa on the ball. She looks for Yukari. Miki trying to find a way in. Ayane trying to draw the Chinese players towards her, creating an even closer free hit just outside the D. A nice hard push, trapped nicely by the Chinese number 4 Zhang Ying. A reverse hit away into the Japanese half of the field. And China once again reorganizing themselves, making a series of substitutions.
I'm not surprised the way they play this game and the pace and intensity. I think the time played for each player would be lesser. Usually average of 7-8 minutes. Probably now would be like 6.
Right.
Yeah.
The Japanese players are so strong on the ball that they are able to keep the ball in possession even though they may be surrounded by 2 or 3 Chinese players. A shot at goal, well saved. Good shot there by the Japanese number 17 Kozuka Miki, but well smothered down by the Chinese goalkeeper Yaran. Ball goes out of play for the Japanese. Asayu to Emi. Asayu tries to find a long ball between the Chinese players, but it got intercepted there by the number 7 from China, Guo Qiu. Japan's ball. Maki.
Japan has a slight advantage on the possession of the ball.
Well, the Japanese seem to be doing well at the back, trying to transfer the ball from left to right and right to left to find a gap to send a long ball through into the Chinese D. And they have earned themselves a penalty corner, so Japan has another penalty corner. Second penalty corner for Japan. As you can see the girls there discussing which set piece they are going to use. We have the Japanese captain Sakaguchi Maki getting ready for the injection.
There you go again.
Well done, a good save. Well, the deflection, there was a deflection by the Japanese forward, but unfortunately it didn't hit the target. And China back on the offensive, trying to look for the ball. A nice long ball all the way to the left for the Chinese number 7 for a reverse hit. Well saved by the keeper from Japan.
That was a top save. Top class save.
A very, very quick counter-attack from China with the ball finding Guo Qiu on the left side of the field. She moves the ball into the D very quickly, takes a reverse shot at the Japanese goalkeeper, only for the Kageyama Megumi, the Japanese goalkeeper, to pull off a splendid save to keep the score now still at 0-0. That was the best chance that China's had so far on the counter-attack.
I thought the marking for the Japanese team just now was a bit poor because there's the only one forward up front. They have two defenders. They should have just communicate and
Right.
make
Yes, that's true,
man-to-man
Nordin.
marking.
That's true.
Instead, they are taking the zonal. Both of them are marking space and not knowing that the Chinese girl was behind.
Running from the blind side, huh?
Yes.
And there you have the China number 7, the one that took the shot just now, Guo Chiu, advancing. And we've just finished the first quarter of the game. And there you heard it, ladies and gentlemen. The score stands at 0-0 for both Japan and China. A very interesting quarter, I must say. Both teams really working out their tactical play to try and counter each other. China looking for the quick counter attack, soaking the pressure from the Japanese, and then coming out very quickly to counter attack. And they were able to successfully get the ball out from the right side of the field all the way to the number 7, Guo Chiu, who was free. Ample loads of space in the semicircle to take that shot on the reverse, only to be closed down by the Japanese goalkeeper Kagiyama Megumi. Excellent game as it's been so far. Yes, Nordin?
Yes, I think the Japanese forwards, they are creating a lot of good space. They are making the Chinese defense open up the central channel so they can penetrate. But what is Chinese doing? I think they are trying to go for counter attack like the last one, the
Right.
last attack. So the Japanese team need to be careful of that.
Well, the Japanese team has made its way back to the field. They seem all fired up to take this game. They have, at this point in time, only one draw, which they managed against India. In fact, even with that game, they were down 2-0 and they clawed their way back into the game to finish off 2-2, which is an excellent game for both India and Japan at the time. And Japan obviously wants to win this game so that they can strengthen their chances of finishing in the top 4 of the competition. We're just about to start the second quarter. Nagai Yuri from Japan on the ball, waiting for the hooter to start this quarter. And there we go. It passes back to Nishimura Ayaka. And once again, the attack continues. The Japanese pressing forward.
See a lot of movement from the Japanese team.
And a counter attack once again. Japan scrambling back to try and hold their defense. Well done there by the Japanese. And now it's a counter attack for Japan, trying to look for an option to get in, and it was a poor pass there by the Japanese number 13, Mitsuhashi Aki. Overhead flick, well trapped. Japan on the offensive on the right side of the field. Ayaka on the ball, trying to work her way into the Chinese D. Too many Chinese players surrounding her, not giving her enough space to work the ball through. Ball to China. Well trapped there by the Japanese number 5, Maki, who's the team captain. Well smothered out there by Tsuya. Japan on the ball. Well defended by the Chinese. It's another free hit for China. Ball coming out very quickly by the Chinese number 11, Yuan Meng, trying to look for options. She runs a good 15, 20 meters and gets a free hit from the sideline. And there you see the number 13 from Japan, Matsuhashi Aki, shin guard, has popped out of her socks.
It's quite sorry. I was surprised that the umpire stopped the game for if like your shin pad came off. Yeah, I don't think you're supposed to stop the game.
Yes,
she's
I think
supposed to go out and
use it. But I also saw the umpire actually warning Aki that the next time it happens, you're going to get a card for it. So you've got to make sure that your shin guard stays inside your socks. Japan. Natsuki.
playing 3 behind.
Emi. Poor trap there by the Japanese number 9, Hazuki. The ball hitting her foot. Shan Chao looking for an option, finds one. Shan Chao on the sideline looking for 29. Shan Chao once again. Chen Rong. Chen Rong trying to hold the ball to earn a free hit, and she does well. Surrounded by 3 Japanese players. Yi Dan. Sang Ying all the way across to the left side of the field, trying to work the ball down the left flank. Unfortunately for Siltia, the ball wasn't met by her forward, and the ball goes back to Japan. Maki. Natsuki. Maki. Ayaka holds her pass a little bit longer, waiting for support. She gets it. Reverse hit, trying to look for a player in the D. Well closed down there by the Chinese number 2, Siltia. Chao Yu, surrounded by 2 Japanese players, trying to get the ball, and she loses the ball. What a dangerous place to lose the ball. It's an offensive, number 9, Japan. And it's a goal from the Japanese number 9, Nagai Hazuki.
I guess the goal was coming.
Yes, and it was a costly error by the Chinese number 2. I beg your pardon, the Chinese number 12, Yi Dan, on left defense. Costly error from her, losing the ball somewhere around the 23 meters, allowing Hazuki Nagai to pounce on that opportunity. Free shot in the goal, in the D, nobody around her, ample time to draw the goalkeeper out, turn the goalkeeper, and take a reverse shot into an open goal. Well done, Japan. Now Japan leads by 1-0. Well, in the last game China played, we saw different strategies in different quarters of the game.
Yes.
If you remember correctly, when they played against Malaysia, they sat back in one quarter, and then in the next quarter they came out, and slowly they started to put the pressure on Malaysia. So perhaps they are doing the same thing.
Maybe because maybe they're not used to this kind of weather where they get tired. So probably they realize that they cannot
keep attacking all the time.
Attacking all the time and maintain their fitness throughout the 4 quarters.
Right.
So they have to choose the right one. Probably the third and fourth quarter, they will try to go more offensive.
Yeah, well, let's see. The Chinese, now they are forced to come out because they are down by 1-0. They need to get that goal back to equalize. And just like against Malaysia, they were down 1-0 and then they came back. So maybe we have something in store with the Chinese team in the next 2 quarters. Titia getting a free hit there. Nice long ball along the sideline. Trying to find her number 21, Tia Chi, who couldn't connect with the ball.
Now the game probably will be more interesting because
Yes.
they, as you said just now, they will have to open up.
Yes,
and
and
there's more space for the Japanese team to come and
yeah,
attack.
that's true.
Yeah.
And as you can, the Chinese players are now sitting up to half line, trying to get the ball back, and they're just shifting around, trying to look for options to cut off the Japanese long passes. And we have China coming up on the offensive. Guo Chiu losing the ball at that point in time. China's ball. Wen Yu.
I like the way the Japanese team move without the ball, how they lead into space. They actually switch the players not only between the lines, but between with another line, meaning the forwards and the midfield and the defense. They can just take turns and change that and move and take their position.
Yeah, as you mentioned in one of the earlier games,
Yes.
that it's very difficult to mark
Very difficult to mark.
because the players are running all over the place.
Yes. If you are marking one player, if that player goes down, then if you follow, then you have actually created space for another player to come in.
Yes. Good tackle there from the Chinese number 3, Shan Chao, who's the, I beg your pardon, Shan Chuo, who's the team captain from China. Maki to Natsuki. Back to Maki. Natsuki holding back her pass a little bit. A good attempt there, but missed time. Took her eye off the ball at that moment, but in any case, Chen Liang running very quickly to try and take advantage of the situation. But Sakaguchi manages to close her down. Sanchuo. Sakaguchi. Stick check there from the Chinese number 6. Taken very quickly. Japan on the offensive. Yuri on the ball. Trying to look for space. Another stick check on Yuri. Nomura. Does well to try and find Mano. Nomura, reverse cross into the D. Closed down there by the Chinese number 25, Wan Li. Japan has earned a long corner. Yuda is waiting to take it. She does so very quickly. Tries to work the ball in, reverse cross towards the goalkeeper, but no touch there from the Japanese. And it's not a goal. So Norden, you want to walk us through why that wasn't a goal?
Because the attacking team, one player need to touch the ball inside, touch or hit inside the circle. If the hit is taken from outside and no one from your own team touch or hit the ball, it will consider no goal. Even though the opponent hit their stick or goalkeeper kick the ball into the goal, there won't be a own goal.
Right. This rule is a more modern rule. Right? Before, years ago, when we used to play on grass,
Yes.
if the ball hits one of the opponents inside the semicircle,
Yes.
what decision would that be? If you can remember.
Yeah. I think I know which one you're talking about. They actually tried for a couple of years, maybe 1 or 2 years. They found out it was not fair because some of the teams with a strong hit, they will hit straight inside the crowd and force someone to touch the ball.
Right.
So
which could result in a goal.
Yes, more often they score their own goal instead of their own player.
Right. A lot of the rules have changed because of the different tactics that different teams have come up with to try and make this game as fair as possible. Japan on the offensive. Shimizu tried to reverse cross, didn't quite connect there. Chang Ying trying to get the ball, and she's given it back to Shimizu.
For a moment, I thought you said she miss you.
Well, I must admit, I'm having quite a field day with all these Japanese names. They're not exactly the easiest names to pronounce. Yeah, I got a yeah there from Harry, one of our friends, the cameraman. It's not every day that we get Japanese playing in Singapore. Good defending there by Japan. Quick counter attack. The Japanese advancing there. Nishimura, good pass. Reverse cross. Hits off one of the one of the Chinese defenders' sticks, and it has gone out for a long corner for Japan. We've got Sakaguchi on the ball, looking for her options. Decides to send it back to Asai. Asai works it across to Asayu. Asayu on the ball. Naito.
Good movement of the ball too.
And she earns a free hit there. Very, very intelligent, very clever move there by Naito to throw the ball into the Chinese defender's foot to get the free hit. And there you have the Japanese forcing the Chinese to make mistakes, throwing the ball out for a free hit for Japan with Sakaguchi on the ball, looking for an option, sends it all the way back to her number 3, Asai, transferring the ball out. Well, now it seems like the Chinese are slowly closing up the gaps because the Japanese can't seem to get the ball through. Asai. Good touch there, all the way to the number 19. China working the ball, earns a free hit for a dangerous high ball there from the Japanese. A quick hit there by the China's number 11, Yuan Meng, but the ball goes out. We have Naito on the ball. He looks for Sakaguchi. Switches it across to Asai. Asai finds Nishimura. Quick ball off to the right side. A hard push into the Chinese D. Intercepted there by China, and the ball goes back to Japan. And we've just played out the second quarter of the game. Japan still leads by 1-0. And at this point in time, the teams are going to go out for their halftime break. That's right, and you just heard that, viewers, that Japan is leading by 1-0. And I see on the field the player number 9 from Japan, Nagai Hazuki, seemed to have taken a knock in her leg, and she's limping out. Not quite sure which part of her leg is hurt.
I think her left ankle. Probably she got
Seems like her ankle, yes.
sprain, yeah.
Well, the thing is, for those of you who are not familiar with some of the changes in hockey, many years ago it used to be played on grass, but now it's played on what we call the AstroTurf. And the AstroTurf is basically an artificial surface sprayed down by water. The purpose of the water is to keep the ball from flying too much, so that the ball sticks to the turf, to keep the game as safe as possible, because at the pace the game is being played, there's always a risk of injury. But by watering the field, I'm sure Mr. Nordin will agree with me, it also creates a bit more risk for players who will slip at times because of the quick turns and the quick change of direction that the game requires. And sometimes the players can lose their footing very easily, and thereby hurting their knees, their ankles. To some extent, even sometimes because of the speed of the game, the power that the players need, you have players who get injuries in their hamstrings, in their calf muscles, simply because they have to keep running and running, at such a high speed and such a high pace. So, your views on this, Nordin?
Yes, I agree with you. I think this is like goes down to conditioning also. They will have to strengthen the core muscle,
That's
so
right.
to help, and the equipment, the turf shoe now is well advanced, and they have new good
Designs and
designs,
models.
yeah, for especially this kind of surface. You can't play like just a normal track shoe to play at this high pace.
That's true. For those of you who don't know, Mr. Nordin was one of the most skillful forwards that Singapore ever produced in his playing days. He has an excellent ball control, and he does it very well. And in Singapore, we pride ourselves with a lot of time that we used to spend on our trainings, partly because we had the time. And we were able to produce some very good players right here in our own turf. But right now with AstroTurf, speed is one of the main important areas that a player needs to have, aside from the physical strength, because it can be quite a tough kind of arena to actually play our games. And sometimes when we're up against very tough opponents, you need to have the muscle to match your opponents. And I think that's one of the biggest challenges in modern hockey today. So in any case, score still stands at Japan 1 and China 0. We're at a halftime break right now. This is the second game of the Women's Asian Champions Trophy on day 3 of the competition. So we're just going to take a short break, and we'll be back for the second half. Good work there. Number 17 and a good goal by the number 17 from India, Deepika.
It's very difficult.
And it's the second goal for India. And we have, I believe it's the Indian number 3.
Only after the first goal.
And you're right, the Japanese are coming back into the game. Japan still trying to press through, and they get the equalizer. Another field goal by the Japanese number 8, Mano Yukari. Alright viewers, welcome back to the second half of the game between Japan and China in the Women's Asian Champions Trophy right here at the SengKang Stadium in Singapore. China in yellow on your screen from right to left are trailing 1-0 right now with an earlier goal, the goal scored, a field goal scored by the Japanese number 9 in the first half, Nagai Hazuki. So China would definitely want to come back and try and get back into this game. When they played against Malaysia, they started off also trailing 1-0, but they were successful in coming back with 3 goals to win the game 3-1. So can they do it again in this game? Nice touches there by the Japanese. Zhang Ying. Foul against Japan. Yuda. Matsuhashi successfully gets the ball into the Chinese D. Shot at goal. And it's a penalty corner against China for lifting the ball, creating a dangerous situation. The umpire had no choice but to call for the penalty corner, of which China is now defending their goal.
I think the Chinese team allowed the Japanese team to control the game by letting them receive unchallenged. So they must not do that. They must put pressure every time they receive, so that they don't get all the balls and control the game.
That's right. Alright, Nishimura getting ready to inject. As you can see the Japanese battery shifting to the right. Quick shot there. Well saved first time, but not the second, as we have the Chinese goalkeeper Yu Yaran on the ground smothering the first shot, but on the rebound she couldn't do anything to stop the ball from going into the goal to give Japan their second goal of the game. A well worked penalty corner I will get a confirmation of who the scorer was in a short while. And there you have it, Hazuki Yuda, goal scorer for the Japanese penalty corner that you just saw just now. China is now trailing 2-0. Wen Yu looking for San Chao, laying it back to her number 8, Chao Yu. Si Jia looking for the window to try and send that long ball through. Chao Yu back to Nishikori, trying to look for Mitsuhashi. Unsuccessful there. Chang Ying on the ball, taking on her marker, running the ball. And there you have a stick check by Matsuhashi. It's probably going to be called up for a card, and yes, she has. She's got to run all the way out now. She's got a green card. So Mitsuhashi has to sit out for another 2 minutes. Japan plays with 10 players. Tsitsia transferring the ball off to Chao Yu. Nice long ball, well trapped there by the Japanese. Working the ball out, and a quick clearance there by the Japanese number 4, Fuji Misa. China picking up the ball. Wen Yu sending it off to Chao Yu. San Chao fumbled with that hit, creating a dangerous situation, and Japan takes the free hit right now. Sakaguchi sending the ball off, transferring the ball off to the right side. Fujimisa. Sakaguchi fumbled with that pass, and the ball goes back to China. Very quickly taken from the sideline there. As you can see, the Chinese player attacking the goal, trying to find options but can't seem to have them. It's a stick check. It's a free hit for Japan. The umpire is telling the players to calm down and retake that free hit. Sakaguchi getting ready. Overhead flick, not very high, unfortunately. San Chao managed to close it down. China on the offensive. Very quick pass there to the number 25, Wan Li. Wan Li looking for Chang Ying. Chang Ying bringing the ball up. A quick transfer across to the right. The center of the field, number 9, Wen Yu. No option to go forward. Sends it back to her number 8. Tsitsia. Japan working the ball out. China still manages to get control, trying to look for that shot. Unfortunately, it hits the foot of the Chinese forward. Xia Qi, who tried to get that shot in. Well defended by the Japanese.
Yes, you are right. I think the Japanese team is very stubborn in defending, and the marking is very tight, make it difficult for the Chinese to penetrate.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, I think the Chinese are also probably trying to manufacture their short corners, trying to create short corner situations, but can't seem to find the foot because the Japanese are playing with a very flat stick.
Yes. And yeah, they work well as a team. You see, three of them are doing the pressing for the Japanese.
Very, very good control by these Japanese players. Shimizu trying to find Hirahara, but the ball gets knocked out the sideline. Shimizu on the ball right now. Fuji. Japan finding its way into the Chinese D, sticks flying, trying to get the ball out, and it goes to China. China takes a quick pass for a counter attack. The Japanese backpedaling comfortably, actually, very confident that they will be able to get the ball back from the Chinese. Ball hits the foot there. Ball to China. Well intercepted by the Japanese defender, number 5, Sakaguchi, the team captain. And then they settle down to reorganize themselves, try and launch another attack out of defense. The ball gets doubled back to Asai. Asai looking for options. She sends it back to Sakaguchi. Ball goes out to Nishimura. Nishimura looking for options, can't seem to find any, but she's cleverly managed to protect the ball and earns a free hit for Japan. Nice hard flick to the forward line, but there's nobody there to receive, so the ball goes back for the Chinese. Nice hard sweep. A hard sweep there, but some misunderstanding and miscommunication between the Chinese forwards, and the ball goes astray and back to the Japanese. Shimizu trying to look for a cross, well guarded there by the Chinese number 8, Zhao Yu.
That's what I meant just now by the marking by the Chinese. It's quite loose, yeah. So it's very easy for the Japanese to receive the ball.
Right. Now we have Chinese number 13. She was one of the more difficult players to mark in the game against Malaysia. The Malaysians were having all kinds of problems with her. Lee Hong. She wasn't featured very much in the earlier part of the game, but now she's come in. Quick hard push towards the Japanese goal, but the ball goes out the side, the back line.
Yes, if you see the Japanese how they work in defense, they will always overload that place.
Yeah.
If the Chinese will have 2 players, they will have at least 3 or 4 players. So that's a good strategy.
Yes. To outnumber the opponents,
Yes,
and then kill them by getting the ball back.
And they can do it because they are fit and fast. They can go there and go back and cover, return.
Yeah, and it's quite obvious that they spend a considerable amount of time with the flat tackles, because the sticks are all on the ground.
Yep.
Good clearance there. The ball still in China's Japan's possession, but it trickles out because Nagai failed to control the ball before it fell out to the sideline. Anyway, Japan is on the offensive once again. They have the ball in their possession, trying to look for options, and there we have Japan's number 15, Nagai, once again taking on her marker, but not being able to pass to her teammate. Unfortunately there for China, Yi Dan failed to control the ball, and the ball goes back to Japan. Nagai. Unfortunately for Japan, nothing comes of it. Nomura fails to connect. I beg your pardon. Mitsuhashi fails to connect with that cross, and then the ball goes out. Good defending there by the Japanese. Overhead flick, but it goes out of the field. Unfortunate there for the Chinese, where Zhao Yu's flick Doesn't find her teammate. Nagai. Reverse hit. And the Japanese are unhappy with the umpire didn't pick up that. The ball hit Wenyu's leg.
Probably she is a good actor, walking like normally.
There was no pain.
No pain.
Well, that's why hockey players have to wear shin guards. It is so important, especially at this level. You're gonna protect all the possible bruising that you're gonna get in your legs if you don't have any shin guards on. Fuji. A nice overhead flick, trying to find her forward, but a bit too far, unfortunately for Japan.
Very good play by the Japanese because they utilize the
width.
the width.
Nagai trying to look for an option. Finds Matsuhashi. Ball to Japan. Naito. Unfortunately there, missed by the Japanese player. China. Quick layoff. And the Chang Ying being brought down there. Free hit for China. A bit too far. And Tia wasn't able to get to it. The Chinese are reorganizing themselves. Japanese going to start the ball out at the side. Fuji on the ball, finding Naito. Naito looking for Fuji. Fuji advancing. Nice hard push down the sideline. The ball comes off the Chinese stick, although the Chinese players don't actually agree with that. But the ball is goes to Japan. Mitsuhashi trying to look for options. A quick reverse hit, trying to cross it into the D. But it was a weak cross. Ball goes out again for Japan. Mitsuhashi on the ball. Fuji. Well intercepted. Go to looking for options. Finds Chen Yang. Chen Yang moving the ball. Nice reverse.
How quickly the Japanese team cover.
Yeah, they're doing a very good job with the with defending, closing all the lines, not giving any free ball for the Chinese to capitalize on. And we've just heard the buzzer for the end of the third quarter. And Japan are leading by 2-0. A very, very entertaining game it's been so far, Nordin.
Yes, clearly the Japanese team has a better teamwork. Maybe this team has been playing together a couple of years. I know this Chinese team is quite a new team. Probably this is not their first team. Yeah. So maybe the teamwork, the cohesiveness is not so good as the Japanese team.
Right.
Japanese team, the structure, the movement, the positioning, the understanding is so much better.
Well, that's true. And at this point in time, we are being entertained by both these teams. Very interesting tactical strategies, set pieces, tactics that the coaches have come up with. There's a lot of off-the-ball running from the Japanese, making it difficult for the Chinese to mark. And as what Nordin mentioned earlier, the Chinese are giving the Japanese a little too much space to receive the ball. In fact, to a point that they are able to control the ball. So perhaps if the Chinese decide to step in a bit earlier, to cut off those passes and stay close to the Japanese that they are marking, they may see a slightly different result when it comes to the who wins the ball.
Yes, exactly.
Well, we still have the last quarter to go. Japan still leads 2-0. What does the Chinese have in store? Well, that's left to be seen. They've got 15 minutes to try and get back into this game and at the same time try to win it if they can. And for the Japanese, is to try and hold on to this lead and perhaps maybe try and increase the lead by getting another goal or two. There you can hear the Chinese supporters trying to give a bit of motivation to the Chinese team. The Japanese are really working hard to try and get the ball at every tackle, every opportunity that they can to get the ball off the Chinese players. And they're doing a very good job with it. So far we've not seen much attack from the Chinese, especially in the last quarter. They seem to be sitting back because they can't find any options up front. And all the options are being cut out by the Japanese very, very quickly. Except for this one, as you can see, the Chinese have managed to break through. They're trying to look for an option to get in, but what a fantastic tackle there from the Japanese defender. I believe it is Sakaguchi, who's the team captain. A one-handed reverse tackle, and she stole the ball. So she made it so easy. A nice hard hit into a nice hard sweep into the Japanese D, but nobody there to receive. Once again, Japan comes out on the offensive. Mano, quick pass. Nagai, good control, finds one of her defenders. Asayu looking for an option, finds one in the left defense, sends it down the line. Unfortunately, a slip there by the Japanese forward, allowing China to come back again. Stick check by the number 3 from Japan, Asai. China is still on the offensive, trying to look for a cross. Wan Li is trying to get the ball back. The ball hits the foot of the Japanese number 17, Kozuka. Ball to China. All the way back to Chao Yu. Chao Yu sends it forward again. Well intercepted there by the Japanese. Trying to get the ball out. Asayu trying to look for an option. Fails to find one. And China gets the ball back. Tries to work the ball into the D. Trying to push for a penalty corner, but the foul took place just outside the semicircle, so it's a free hit for China. Hard push into the D. There's infringement from the Chinese player on a Japanese defender, and the ball is now starting out with Japan.
If you see Chinese, the China team has changed their pressing. They are playing a bit higher.
Yes.
Now. Yes, and I was wondering why didn't they do that earlier? Yes, and they are actually more effective.
Yeah, it's quite hard to understand sometimes.
Yes.
You know, some of the tactics from the different teams.
They have their own idea.
Yeah, they have their own ideas. I'm sure the coaches spend hours developing these players, and I'm sure they know the players much better than we do.
Yep.
We can only give our views.
Views, yeah. And it's easier for us to give the views because we have not under pressure.
Yes, we've not had the pressure of performing at this level as a coach. So ultimately, you know, it's a lot different. It's easier for us to sit back and comment.
Yep.
Nice long ball, well cut off there
Yeah,
by
there is better
Shan Chao. And a quick counter attack by China. Can they make of this? Unfortunately, it was a bit too far, a bit too early, I think, for Yuan Ming to try and reach out for it. Good attempt there by China.
Yes, I thought the leading by the centre forward was good. She was leading to the side to create the open channel in the centre.
That's right.
But unfortunately, there's no one else coming into that channel.
Right. Mitsuhashi. Forced back. Sakaguchi on the ball. Asayu throwing out to her left defender. Unfortunate, not able to stop that one. The ball goes back to China from the sideline. Zhang Ying. Good run off there by the Chinese number 7, Guo Qiu. Tries to lay off the ball to her forward, but it was a little bit too far away. And it comes to nothing. Japan starts the ball again. Japan now in no hurry to try and get a third goal. They're moving the ball around very, very well. They've been having a fantastic game so far, as you can see. Good movement. And that ball cut off by Zhang Ying.
I think that's a good strategy, playing the ball around the back. Unless the Chinese put pressure, then they will change to offense. But
That's
if
right.
not, yeah, keep the ball, force the Chinese to come up, step up.
Cao Yu on the ball. Dan Yang did well to earn the ball, get the ball back. China on the offensive, number 10. Chen Yang. Unfortunate for Chen Yang. Ball goes to Japan. Nishimura. Naito. Japan switching the ball up from right to left. Tries to send the ball up to the forwards, but unfortunately the ball was touched by one of the Chinese players, and it's a long corner. China does well to win back the ball, and it's a free hit for China, but the ball comes off the foot of Japanese player number 11, Nomura. Won Yu working with Xia. Losing the ball. Nishimura. The umpire spotted something, and we have a Chinese player there down with cramps. The umpire has to call a timeout. It looks like Xia. He's breathing in pain. And now we have the physiotherapist running in to try and help her. Well, the thing about this game of hockey, Nordin, is that it's just running and running and running.
Yeah.
It's no wonder that they can get themselves cramping like this. It's quite common if you're running at top speed all the time.
Yes. Yeah, that's why I said just now, I think the conditioning at this level is important. and all the top teams, they spend a lot of money and time just to build the player, to prepare for this kind of tournament.
Right.
And there where sports science comes in, and
Yes.
and all that sort, and the recovery, because they're playing game back to back.
Right.
So the recovery, like tomorrow they have a game, tonight they have to ice bath.
Yeah.
They have to massage to prepare for the next
To prepare
game.
for the next game, yes.
So, and the dieting also. So it's not just like just playing anymore now. It's off the field, a lot of things.
China on the ball. Wen Yu sideline. Transferring the ball out. Chan Ying. Chan Ying looking for Cao Yu. A quick cross into the D. Well worked by China to transfer the ball from right to left, finding space along the left flank. Another cross, but well stopped there by the Japanese number 17 Kozuka. Lead Japan's ball. Naito on the ball. Quick transfer. The players are not quick enough to get into position, and the ball goes back to China. We've got Chen Yang on the ball, trying to look for her teammates. Well, she topped the ball there. It's unfortunate. She wasn't able to get the ball across. A quick overhead, trying to relieve some pressure. As you know, as you can see, that there are no Japanese players over there. So sometimes teams do that just to relieve the pressure, so that they can reorganize themselves and get ready for the next attack. The Chinese are finding and doing everything they can to try and get a goal, or to get the team's name on the score sheet, but so far they haven't been very successful. And the Japanese have done well so far to try and keep the Chinese at bay. So far, China hasn't had any penalty corners.
Yes, at all.
Yeah, so it's a good job by the Japanese to try and keep them out. Naito on the ball, trying to look for options. Sends it back. Naito trying to force her way through. Manages to get the ball forward, but unfortunately the pass has gone astray, and Shimizu was unable to get to the ball. China.
Sometimes the game nowadays is such that if you sacrifice your team, your players to defend, more defensive, have to come down, this is what will happen. Your attack would be like very thin.
Right, and there you just saw an opportunity for China to get their name on the score sheet. The ball goes across the semicircle, but two Chinese players actually mistrapped and didn't touch the ball at all. But in any case, we have a free hit for China now. China putting the pressure on Chang Ying. Chang Ying with a nice hard sweep into the semicircle, but Chinese players not able to connect with that pass. Asai. China's ball, Chang Litia on the ball. Loss of control there from Yan Wing, giving the ball back to the Japanese. Sakaguchi. Pretty good hit right up to the Chinese half, but no Japanese in sight. The ball comes off the foot of Shimizu for a free hit for China. Yuan Ming gets the ball across, still trying to find that shot at goal, or perhaps a short corner, a penalty corner. Ball to China. Shan Chao. Nice long ball, trying to look for options. Unlucky, the ball didn't bounce her way. Anyway, there's still another chance here for China. We got Li Hong trying to look for an option. Doesn't get one.
Yeah, I think the Japanese knew what she wanted to do to get
Right.
the foot. Yeah.
Cao Yu. San Chuo. Well, China has less than a minute to go before the end of this game. Cao Yu. Nice hard hit through the center. Well defended by the Japanese. Japanese are holding on to the lead. The Chinese are pressing, trying to get at least one goal in this game. Well defended again by the Japanese. A nice hard hit all the way out. With 30 seconds to go, can the Chinese pull one back? Li Hong unsuccessful in trying to get to the ball. The ball goes out for Japan.
Full press from the Chinese team.
And the ball hits the foot of Cao Yu. And a free hit for Japan. They're going to take their time to try and play out the time. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. A very, very entertaining game between these two hockey powerhouses in Asia, Japan and China, with Japan finishing up the game with a 2-0 win with goals.
At 8 p.m. Korea will go against China. Once again, 6 p.m. Malaysia versus Japan. 8 p.m. Korea versus China. Thank you for coming. See you tomorrow and good night.
And there we have it, Japan with the first goal coming from Nagai Hazuki. It was a field goal, and subsequently after that, a penalty corner that Japan scored through their number 10, Yuda Hazuki. An excellent win for Japan, don't you think so, Nordin?
Yes, I think they deserve it because throughout the game they've been playing very well, and the structure, as I said just now, was good. And I think based on the basic, I think their basic is much refined, strong, slightly better than the Chinese team. So I
Right.
think they deserve the win.
Right. Well, that's it from us from the SengKang Stadium at the 4th Women's Asian Champions Trophy at the SengKang Stadium. And at this point, we'd like to just let you know that tomorrow, which is day 5, we have, I beg your pardon, is day 4, and we have 2 exciting games. One at 6 o'clock between Malaysia and Japan, and another at 8 o'clock between Korea and China. Another powerhouse in the competition for the women's hockey. Do join us tomorrow night, and same time, same place, and we'll be here to bring you the highlights of the game with some of our tactical and technical input from Coach Nordin Manaf from Singapore. And at this point, we'd like to bid you good night and see you again tomorrow.